Good morning, everybody. This is my happy Saturday. I'm in my kitchen, of course. If you look on my screen right there, I'm going to be making some cookies today. And they are sugar-free, low carb, and it's going to be delicious. And my son needs some time on his phone, so let me give him some time on his phone so that I can have some peace. So anyways, I'm going to show you how to make cookies. It's been a while since I made any cookies, so I thought I'd do it this morning and share with you guys. Jack, go outside. You're too loud. All right, so today we're going to be using a combination of flours. We're going to be using Lupine Flour. So this is made from it's like a lupin bean or something. It's high protein, high fiber, gluten-free, and it's low GI, so low glycemic index. So it's not going to spike your blood sugar level. And then we're going to do a combo of lupin and almond flour. So I use the Kirkland brand that I get at Costco. So it's going to be a combo of lupin and almond flour. So I already have it pre-measured here. So we have the almond flour and the lupin flour. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix it up. So we are whisk it together to blend it. So I just added the lupin flour and the almond flour. So we're just going to whisk it together so we have a nice little mixture. So we're making chocolate chip cookies today because I love cookies. And I think there was some kind of national kind of a cookie day one of these days. I don't remember. There's like all kinds of food days. All right, so I have my flour mixture already combined there. And then
let me ask you something before you finish.
Okay, you can put that on your list. So Jack, that's my son Jack. He's 5. He's been watching YouTube and asking for stuff for Christmas. He asks for Christmas. When is Christmas? Every day. When is my birthday? When's Christmas? If you have little kids, you probably know what that's like. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we are going to cream the butter and sweetener together. So I have my butter. It's supposed to be salted, but I don't have any salted butter, so I'm just using unsalted butter. Oops. And some sweetener. So I'm using a combination of brown swerve and golden erythritol. So this will give you that nice brown cookie color, I guess. So this is Anthony's brand. This is a combination of erythritol and monk fruit. So I got this on Amazon. This is a good sugar replacement.
Before you finish yourself, I want to get this for Christmas.
Okay, you need to put on the list. Stop bothering me. Okay. All right. So I'm going to cream the butter. So you can use this a hand mixture or a stand mixture, whatever you got. So I have over here is my stand mixture, and I'm going to add the butter in there. This is not a KitchenAid. It's a different type of brand. I got it on sale. I always love a good sale. All right, so we're going to cream this together until it gets nice and fluffy and mixed together. Let me show you. That's good. Nice and fluffy. Take it out. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. That's what it looks like. So this is like baking regular cookies. So just using an alternative sweetener and low carb. Won't spike your blood level. All right, I'm trying to get all the last morsels. I don't want to waste any butter or sweetener. Okay, so let's put that there. Okay, so what's the next step? The next step is so we got the sweetener and the butter all creamed together. Okay, then we're going to add our egg yolk. Okay, so we're gonna add our egg yolk right there, nice egg yolk. We're going to mix it. Okay. All right. Then going to add your baking powder, baking soda, vanilla extract, salt. So I have it all pre-measured here. So baking soda, baking powder, salt. Add it in there. And then vanilla extract. So what we're going to do is we're going to blend it together. Okay, blend it together. So all these ingredients you can get on Amazon or at your local grocery store. I think the only thing that might be hard to get is the Lupine Flour. I use the Lupina brand, but I'm just learning how to use it. And it is an alternative to white flour. Okay, so I got this nice butter, egg, sweetener mixture. So let's see, let's get all the last little bits. Hope your Saturday is going well. If you're watching the replay, please type replay. Wondering what you guys are doing today. It's about 8 o'clock on the West Coast. I'm in Orange County, Anaheim, and I'm an early bird. So most of you, maybe just still waking up, getting your coffee. So it's all good. So here is the butter mixture. Now I'm going to add in my Lupine flour and almond flour. Okay, let's add that in, and we're just going to mix it up. Just using a spatula, just mix it up. Mix. Okay, so the dough is going to be thick, a little bit thick and chunky and a little bit sticky. Okay, that's the way it's supposed to be. All right, so it's coming together. And you're going to preheat your oven at 350 degrees. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And it's going to be baked at between 10 to 13 minutes, depending on your size. Good morning, everybody. We're making cookies. It's Saturday. I have a hankering for cookies, and somebody asked about what to do with Lupine Flour. Well, I found this recipe, and it's been on my mind ever since. Okay, so I've made the dough. Now I'm going to add in some sugar-free chocolate chips. So this is Choc Zero brand. So just add it in. And let me see if I can move the camera here so you can see what I'm doing. So there's this is my stand mixture bowl. I'm just using it instead of using another bowl. All right, so there's the cookie dough. This is going to be really good. Okay. So cookie dough. I just added the chocolate chips. So now we're going to make little cookie balls. All right. Let's move this up. And behind me is my air fryer. So I have my little baking tray here. Let's make some room. All right, so I have my baking tray. I'm just going to make little cookie balls. Okay, there we go. So I have this ice cream scooper. So we're just going to make little balls. And the thing with these cookies is that they are going to be they're going to look underdone when you're cooking them, even when they're done. So you want to just watch it, okay? So we're going to, like I said, bake at 350 for 10 to 12 minutes, depending on the size. Obviously, the smaller it is, the faster it will cook. Okay, so here's my scoop. Try to make a dozen cookies. Let's see if that works. Cookies. So this is going to cook fast. It's like 10 to 12 minutes. And if you have a hankering for chocolate chip cookies, you should definitely try this. This is my first time, but I think it's going to be good. And you want to spread them out because you don't want to flatten the cookies. They should be in balls, but you don't want to crowd them because they will spread. Okay, so let's see how many I can fit. Maybe I'll do 6 at the first spread. So on keto, we go low carb. You can still have your dessert. You just got to use better ingredients. So I'm using a combination of Lupine flour and almond flour, a brown erythritol and monk fruit blend, and eggs, baking powder, baking soda, vanilla extract, and I think it's pretty basic after that. Okay, so here is my 6 cookies that I'm going to place in the oven. It's 350 for about 10 to 13 minutes. So you gotta watch your cookies. Let's put it in there. And change the time. I'm gonna do 10 minutes. And then we'll see what happens. So we have 10 minutes to kill. So let me just go over the products again. All right. So Lupine flour is the flour I use. Lupine flour and almond flour. So this is Kirkland's brand almond flour. And let's read the nutritional facts. So a serving size is a 1/4 cup. It's 170 calories and 6 grams of carbohydrate, 3 of which is fiber. So it's essentially 3 grams of net carb per serving, per 1/4 cup. Okay. And then over here is our Lupine flour. And this, let's look at the nutritional facts. What is it made of? So this is made with 100% whole lupin kernels. I'm not exactly sure what a lupin kernel is. I think it's a bean, but I don't quote me on that. So this is a serving as a quarter cup, and it's 74 calories. And the total carb is 12 grams, 11 of which is dietary fiber. So 1 net carb per serving. So this is a really good product to use for baking and stuff. So Lupine Flour is well suited for people with diabetes, high blood sugar, and gout. Lupine Flour is low in carb and sugar. So if you're looking for an alternative flour, these are good. Almond flour, lupin flour. I'm learning how to use lupin flour, so I'm going to try to feature more recipes using it. Okay, and let's talk about the sweetener here. I have several in my pantry. This one is a golden sweetener. This is Anthony's brand, Anthony's Goods. I got this on, I believe, Amazon. And this is a combination of erythritol and monk fruit. And it's 4 grams of carbs per serving. So a serving is a teaspoon. Okay, so this is not going to raise your blood sugar or cause an insulin, a blood sugar spike. So it's low glycemic. So this is a good alternative. There's also Lakanto is another brand, Swerve. There's a variety, and I think it's personal to which sweetener you like. You have to try them. Each person kind of react a little bit differently to the brands and the type. And sometimes there's like a blend. Some people blend erythritol with monk fruit with a little Swerve. It just depends. And like I said, it's an experiment, and you gotta figure out what works for you. Okay, and then there's the vanilla extract. This is pure vanilla extract that I made myself, and I made this like 2 or 3 years ago, and I still have like this half a jar, and it's essentially just vanilla beans and vodka, and then I cooked it in the pressure cooker, and then you just fill up with vodka as you get lower, and the vanilla extract will just keep replenishing. And then, salt. I use some pink Himalayan salt, Arm & Hammer, baking soda, and then baking powder. So I just recently learned about baking powder, that it has some unsavory ingredients. So cornstarch, sodium bicarbonate is essentially just baking soda. It's fine. Sodium aluminum sulfate and monocalcium phosphate. So definitely not the best thing to be using because of all the phosphates and cornstarch. But the nutritional facts is it's 0 carbs. So I don't know how it could be 0 carbs. It's probably a fractional carb, and they just round it down to 0. But you can make your own actually baking soda, which I'm going to be making. Baking powder using baking soda and cream tartar. Watch out for hidden carbs. Baking powder is one of them, hidden carbs, because they put the starch in to stop it from clumping. So you read the ingredients carefully. The things you think aren't carby can be carby. So how are my cookies doing? I got about 5 more minutes until the cookies are done. Do you have any questions for me if you're watching this? I see there's one viewer watching. Feel free to say hi. I love to interact with people. And so let's go over the recipe. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen over here. Okay, so that is the chocolate chip. That's what the author's cookies look like. So let's see what mine looks like afterwards. So let's look at the recipe. So I'm gonna make this a little bit smaller. So this is by Fat Kitchen, and this is, according to her, the best gluten-free, sugar-free chocolate chip cookie recipe out there. So we will have to take her word for it until we make it, right? So mine is currently baking right now. And let's look at the recipe. Let's scroll down to look at the recipe. And she has so many tips here on what brand to use. Okay, sorry about the scrolling. She says, use a scale to measure your dry ingredients, which is extremely important because you want accurate measurements when you're baking, because the like the measuring spoons and stuff, it just depends on how it's subjective, because it depends on how much you pack it, if it's level or not. So if you can use a kitchen scale that measures in gram, and I have one right here. So I do measurement whenever I'm baking, just to make sure that it's very accurate, because baking is a science. Everything is accounted for. Okay, so measure your dry ingredients. All right. Used room temperature butter, not melted butter. So I didn't put my butter out the night before, so I just did her tip. I just cut it into cubes, and then I left it on the counter for it to naturally soften. All right, so don't go microwaving it. Just let it soften in the on the stand. Okay, roll these cookies into balls for baking. Do not flatten. So that's what we did. We rolled them into balls. We didn't flatten the cookies. So that's a great tip. And then it says here, do not overbake. These cookies look deceivingly underdone when they're finished baking. Okay, so because of the keto sweetener, basically it turns liquid when they're hot, so the cookies will look underdone. All right, so they are very soft when you first take them out. And so if you touch them, they'll fall apart, but they'll harden as it cools down. So you have to have patience when it comes to baking cookies, keto cookies using sweetener. All right. And then she says, bang that pan after baking if you want extra cookie cracks and crinkle. All right. So you want that ooey gooey, like, those gourmet cookies with the little cracks. I guess you just bang the pan to get that. So I'll do that and I'll show you guys. And then she has brands. She has the flour brand. So she recommends the Lupina brand, Lupine Flour. So that's what I have, Lupina brand. And then almond flour, she uses the Anthony's brand or the Kirkland brand, which I also have. And then sweetener, there's different types of sweetener. Like I said, there's a white version, which is equivalent to white sugar. And then there's brown sweetener or golden, which is equivalent to brown sugar. So she recommends a golden Lakanto or a golden swerve. I didn't have that brand, but I have an Anthony's Goods golden brand, so I think it should work. All right, so then what else? So here's the recipe. It's the total time is 52 minutes. It makes about 12 cookies, about 5 minutes to prep. So super easy, sugar-free. And here's like the ingredients all laid out. Oh, it's done. So let me go get it. Okay, so. So here are the cookies. Oh, nice and brown. So I'm going to do that the pan banging thing. Oh, it's hot. All right. Let me grab another towel. All right, so we're going to just bang the cookies.
That's loud.
Sorry. So here are my cookies. So there are my cookies. I'm gonna let it cool completely, and then I will try it. I think you can eat it after 15 minutes of cooling down. So this, don't touch it. It's very, very soft. All right, so let me show it to you again. I'll move my camera and stuff if I can. Oh yeah, how does that look, guys? Oops. These are the Keto Lupine Flour cookies. Sugar-free, low glycemic index. I bet it's gonna be, it smells really good. But they look like real chocolate chip cookies, just like the regular carby, sugar-full ones. So right now they look a little bit like melty, but they're going to harden as it cools down. All right. So that's all I have for today. I will maybe share it on my wall, what it turns out, or check out my Instagram at I'm going to add Cooking with My Thai. So follow me there if you want to see or check out my Facebook. So this is my Instagram. You can check out my stories. .com, Cooking with My. All right, so that's my Instagram. So if you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube, I will update it in the comments with the picture as well. All right, so that is all, my friends, of today's Saturday morning cookie. We made chocolate chip cookies. All right, I will talk to you guys later. Have a great Saturday. Let me end the broadcast.